Palantir's federated data platform seems to be moving too slow for its rollout for the UK government, when it comes to the NHS at least, but surprisingly it seems they're not taking the blame, at least from this official size. And it's funny how suitable it is to make a video on this, considering I'm actually out in London right now visiting the UK, briefly before going back home to Chicago. But either way, Wes Streeting, a health secretary, had some comments recently basically criticizing the slow adoption of the FDP and notes a more effective culture of innovation should be enacted. And I'm obviously not intimately in tune with UK politics and the differing parties and individuals, but you can decide what you want with this information on your own. But essentially, at this event, Streeting suggests doing things more centrally, which is what the FDP will be doing, and of course in a secret manner, and going to benefit the NHS. Although he notes they've been too permissive in this process, which is leading to this glacial pace he's actually complaining about. But the initial plan is for 44 pilot sites to transition to local instances before July 2024, which is literally only in a few weeks, which in turn allows all the moving parts of the NHS, at least part of this pilot, to be able to integrate operational data into a single secure environment. And this benefits really for the patient outcome, since there should be, in theory, less missing info from patients who've interacted with the NHS before, which in turn saves time from redundant tests, diagnoses, treatments, etc., as well as getting a more accurate patient history to speed up any new issues that arise, since they have that info from before at these different touchpoints, even at different locations. But this hasn't come to fruition yet still, as Streeting thinks the pace of adoption is slow, and it's costing the taxpayers dearly. And said he even spoke to some trusts and does resonate with some of their difficulties around legacy systems, updating that stuff to adopt the FTP. But also he hears about the less fact-based comments and just more the opinions, just because people are not so sure about Palantir or that the NHS just isn't good with these kind of projects. But essentially he said that's not an actual excuse, hence why he believes the adoption is so slow because of just a failure to adopt innovation. And just to address some of these concurrences that the NHS themselves, mostly under NHS England, publish results and outcomes from their pilots with Palantir. And so it's not necessarily a proof of concept issue, but it could be just plain communication or maybe even just political leanings, but that detracts away from the main goal of improving patient experiences and outcomes. So either way, he just wants the NHS to move faster to adopt and embrace that innovation culture, which patients want their data basically to be secure and used ethically, at least at the most basic level. And then the article closes out on some examples here. So I know the information is sparse when it comes to the NHS after we got the contract awarding last fall, but things seem to be coming up now with July 2024, literally next month. We honestly probably won't hear anything immediately, but it seems that the next round of performance we want to hope that Palantir successfully gets is that these pilots launch successfully for the 44 sites, considering that's the main value proposition of tying data together and getting those improved patient and healthcare provider experiences. And all of that is going to compound if proven valuable and of course leading to more sites over time. But what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.